The sea was unnaturally still, flat as glass, heavy with silence as the small fishing boat crept through the waters towards home. A short distance away, the crew saw something in the water, drifting just past the edge of the shoals. They remembered that 2 sailors had gone missing just weeks earlier, so without hesitation, they throttled towards it. But as the vessel approached, their urgency turned to confusion, then dread. It wasn't a man. It was huge, misshapen, like something that didn't belong in this part of the ocean, or maybe any part at all. No one reached for it. For a moment, no one spoke a word. Then panic set in as they gunned the boat toward shore and never looked back. But they knew one thing. Whatever it was, out there in the water, wasn't a fish. It was a monster. Monterey Bay, California, a favorite playground for many years for California locals and tourists alike. It's a hotbed of marine life, where watching breaching whales and barking sea lions is practically a requirement. So we hopped on a whale watching tour and set out into the bay. These waters are world famous. The coastline, Monterey, Santa Cruz, Moss Landing, draws in surfers, seafood lovers, and anyone chasing the pull of the Pacific. The waters are also deep here. Whales, dolphins, and whatever else feed here almost year-round, and seeing them up close, it's wild. But the entire time, I couldn't shake a story I had heard about a different kind of creature that washed ashore near Santa Cruz, and when it did, it made headlines. It washed up sometime before dawn. Moores Beach, now known as Natural Bridges State Beach, was quiet except for the tide and a few early risers. But by mid-morning, word had spread. Something was mangled in the rocks. Big, twisted, half buried in kelp and flies. The people who got there first didn't know what they were looking at. They only knew they had never seen anything like it. Its neck alone stretched 20 feet. The full body was more like 35. It had flippers and a shape that didn't make sense. But what everyone remembered, what every account agreed on, was the smell. It stunk like death, thick and wet and inescapable. No one could agree on what it was. But by that afternoon, it was front page news. Once it hit the papers, it stopped being a creature. It became a monster. People started arriving from all over the area, not just locals, not just fishermen, everyone, the curious, the terrified, anyone who wanted to say they saw the monster before the tide took it back. The scene turned into a sideshow, and no one could agree on what they were looking at. Some said it was a whale, but no whale they'd ever seen had a neck that long. Others swore it had the body of a sea lion, the face of a dolphin, or something older, something that outlived its time. Theories piled up like driftwood. An extinct marine reptile, a sea serpent. One theory, from a so-called British naturalist named E.L. Wallace, claimed it was a type of plesiosaur that had been frozen in ice for centuries. No credentials, no follow-up. Just the perfect mix of science and absurdity. And that was all people needed. The beach had a beast. Then came the name, Bobo. No one remembers who said it first, but it stuck. And just like that, the thing had a personality, a name, and a place in California folklore. But it still didn't have an explanation. Like all good monster stories, science needed to intervene and ruin the fun. Calls were placed to local experts. Men from the California Academy of Sciences arrived with notebooks and quiet authority. They circled the carcass, what was left of it, took sketches, pulled the skull. They spoke in calm tones about marine mammals and rare species. Dr. Barton Warren Everman, The Academy's director examined the remains himself. He called it a Baird's beaked whale, rare, deep sea, and almost never found ashore. It was a reasonable explanation, maybe even the right one. But by then, it didn't matter. The public didn't want closure. They wanted a monster. And science, showing up late, holding a clipboard, wasn't going to change that. We visited Moore's Beach to get a better idea of what the scene must have been like that day. The chaos, the smell, the story unfolding in real time, the way a creature becomes a legend. If it's strange enough, if it shows up in the right place, at the wrong time. Today you can also see what's left of Bobo's skull, tucked inside a glass case at the California Academy of Sciences in San Francisco. Clearly cataloged and labeled, a Baird's beaked whale. No stench, no shadow, no mystery. But it doesn't matter what the experts say now, it didn't matter then. Once people decided it was a monster, science became background noise. And even after it was gone, the sightings didn't stop. The stories kept floating in. Fishermen, tourists, boaters, all positive they saw something. The name Bobo has lingered, like thick Californian fog on the water, because that's the thing about a good monster mystery. If it surfaces once, who's to say it won't surface again?